Hello there, and welcome to Foodie Legends, your go to source for the best foods to eat around the world and its history. Now, we are going to continue our journey to the lands that were once known as Indochina. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit the subscribe and notification bell so you guys can catch up to our latest food journeys. Without anything further to do, let's go! The art of noodle making is already a universal language, but Vietnamese cooks take it to a different level and can be eaten in multiple ways. Soups, stir-fried, you name it all. Today, we are going to have a yummy-licious slurp of Vietnam's top 5 noodle dishes. When we think of Vietnam, soup and noodles, it is impossible to not think of this dish. These words that we mentioned are synonymous with each other.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Coming in at number 1 on our list is none other than pho, arguably known as Vietnam's national dish. Packed with meat, imbibed with a refreshing but fulfilling broth, and a good serving of noodles. Pho is Vietnam's answer to the Japanese ramen. But don't let this comparison fool you. Pho is a unique dish on its own, deserving the first spot on our list. Pho has a very ancient and colorful history. In fact, its history is so old that people actually dispute its actual origin story. Even before the French colonial period, the villagers of Vang Cue claim that they were already eating a noodle soup dish that may qualify as pho. The birthplace of pho is theorized to start in the villages of Vang Cue and Dao Cu in the Nam Truc district in Nam Dinh province. Pho, as we know it today, was developed from the convergence of several factors during the early 20th century. Beef became more accessible due to French demand, and the abundance of meaty beef cuts led to the availability of beef bones for the broth. Moreover, street vendors began experimenting with more ingredients, such as a spice blend known as hongyu, tofu, basil, sesame oil, and a lot more. The process of making pho is very simple and straightforward, but the result it yields is paradise in the making. Its broth is made of boiling beef or chicken bones, slowly simmering in a large pot for several hours. In a bowl, the ingredients are immediately assembled: the rice noodles, lime, cilantro, chili peppers, bean sprouts, onions, Thai basil, juicy slices of beef, and finally, the clear broth binding them all. And there you have it, a perfect bowl of pho. Better eaten and sipped while it's still hot, because that is the best way to enjoy this warm noodle soup. Coming in second on our list is Bún Măng Vịt, another soup dish that can surely warm your insides. Vietnam surely loves their soup, and for so many valid reasons. Soup is a versatile cooking method, and you can basically put any kind of ingredient in it and still be delicious. Bún Măng Vịt is a traditional soup hailing from northern Vietnam. Clear but flavorful, this Vietnamese soup dish is just as popular as pho and the other noodle dishes in our list. Bún Măng Vịt is made with vermicelli noodles, duck meat, bamboo shoots, and other herbs and spices. The most important thing to remember when cooking Bún Măng Vịt is to remove the odor of the duck meat. Compared to chicken, duck has a stronger and gamey flavor and smell, which a lot of people may find off-putting. In order to make the duck smell fresher, a special mixture made of crushed ginger, salt, and strong alcohol is rubbed in the duck, which is then rinsed away with cold water. The duck is then boiled in a pot with water, onions, spring onions, and ginger, removing the scum bubbling over the surface from time to time. In a separate pan, minced garlic and shallots are sautéed, together with the sliced and rinsed bamboo shoots, sugar, and fish sauce until their flavors merge together. The duck is removed from the pot to be cooled down for slicing, and the sauteed bamboo shoots are added to the broth. Once you have everything ready, you can now assemble your bowl of Bún Măng Vịt.
Not the laptop, man. Finally.
The vermicelli noodles are first piled at the bottom of the bowl, topped with sliced duck meat. Broth is then poured over the noodles, which will be followed by the bamboo shoots, chopped green onions, and cilantro. To pair with the soup, a platter of bean sprouts are offered alongside a dipping sauce for the sliced duck. Completely delicious and heartwarming, there is no best way to sweat out the stress in your body but with a warm bowl of Bún Măng Vịt.
美味しそういただきます
We already featured two noodle dishes that are refreshing to the senses. Now it's time to go to the other side of the spectrum and pick something spicy. Coming in for the third spot on our list is Bún Bò Huế, a classic Vietnamese noodle dish that will surely open the floodgates of your eyes and clear your nostrils. The origins of Bún Bò Huế were lost in antiquity, but basing from its name alone, it can be inferred that this fiery noodle soup dish came from Huế, a city in central Vietnam and also the capital city of the province of Thua Tien Huế. Bún Bò Huế is traditionally eaten as a breakfast dish. The reason why? Nobody knows. Well, I guess having a sip of spicy broth to wake up your sleepy face in the morning makes sense. So, there's that, right?
You're goddamn right.
Bún Bò Huế is made by simmering a variety of meat in a pot, such as oxtail, beef shanks, and pork knuckles with lemongrass and onions. After 2 to 3 hours, the meat is removed for cooling down and slicing, and the broth is enhanced by various seasonings such as salt, sugar, fish sauce, and fermented shrimp paste. The latter gives Bún Bò Huế its signature and umami flavors, so that is a necessity. Meanwhile, aromatics such as garlic, onions, and annatto seeds are cooked in oil, which will be added to the broth to give its classic crimson color. All the components are then neatly arranged in a bowl, with the noodles and soup topped by the sliced beef shank and pork knuckles, garnished with mung bean sprouts, cilantro, and chopped green onions. Cooked pork blood cubes are also added, which doesn't have a remarkable flavor, but gives the dish more body. It is believed that Bún Bò Huế was a soup dish known to grace the tables of the imperial court of Vietnam, eaten by royalty. Although Bún Bò Huế is not as famous as pho today, it is worth a try to have a sip of this royal spicy bowl. Coming in fourth on our list is a noodle dish well loved by the Vietnamese locals, the Bánh Canh. In Vietnam, there's a noodle dish for every ingredient you can think of. You can compare it with the Italians having 1,000 pastas made specifically for various uses. Vietnam has a lot of noodle types, and Bánh Canh has its own unique type of noodles compared to pho and other soups on the list. Bánh Canh is a comfort food that originated from South Central Vietnam, eaten as a mid-morning or an afternoon snack. It is a very flexible noodle soup dish because you can basically put different ingredients on it, turning it into a multiverse of variants. These ingredients may include shrimp, fish cakes, snakehead fish, or crabs and quail eggs. What makes Bánh Canh completely distinct, however, is the type of noodles used for this dish. While most Vietnamese soups use vermicelli or glass noodles, Bánh Canh noodles are made with a combination of rice flour and tapioca flour. The noodles made with this combination are thick and chewy, which pairs well with the soup's broth, which has the texture that resembles more of a gravy than an actual soup.
I'm so damn confused.
To to cut through the richness of the broth and its toppings. The Bánh Canh is garnished with freshly chopped mint and spring onions, giving a refreshing taste that can make you ask for more.
Another one.
Four of our dishes in our Vietnam's noodle list are soups. Now, let's take a little bit of a detour to perfectly conclude today's episode. Coming in number 5 on our list is Mi Quảng, translated as Quảng noodles. Although we implied that Mi Quảng is not a truly soup, well, we might be taking a bit of stretch there.
'Cause I'm a known liar.
Technically, the ingredients and methods used in making this dish constitute to what may we call a soup. However, the end result is something that doesn't completely resemble a soup in its most conventional definition. Mi Quảng is made from the standard broth, meat simmered in bone broth seasoned with typical Vietnamese flavorings. The broth is then infused with turmeric for its signature yellowish color. Wide rice noodles are used for this dish, topped with a variety of proteins such as pork, shrimp, beef, chicken, or even fish. Herbs such as cilantro, lettuce, banana blossoms, Vietnamese coriander, and scallions are added for a textural experience. Thanks again for tuning in with us here today at Foodie Legends for our latest episode. I hope you enjoyed this video and got a nice taste into the best noodle delights Vietnam has to offer. Before you go, be sure to like this video and click the subscribe button for more delicious content every week. We'd love to hear your thoughts too, so leave a comment below to let us know what your favorite part of the video was, or if you want to just leave us with a few thoughts. You guys are awesome. Thanks again for watching. See you on the next one.